repetitions. I'm gonna work on something a little bit different today. We're still doing Pomodoro, but I think the work that I'm gonna do will be different. Um, yeah. So I guess we got to get stream set up. I'm gonna be working. Let me tell you what I'll be working on. I'm going to be working on making a talk about Ramanujan graphs. Yeah, that's basically it. Now this is for this will be a two-part talk that will happen in person, but I'll probably upload a recorded version to this channel. Cause why not? Hello, Costa Kachori. So that's my plan of what to work on today. I don't know. What are y'all working on? Do let me know. For those of you who don't watch it live, also feel free to let me know what you're working on in the comment section. Yeah. Okay, got that open. Got this open. I guess we may as well get started. Why not? Why not? Why not? Okay. Let's get to work. Let's get to work. Uh, I'll answer questions during the break. Why this looks nice. And they say that AI can't do comedy. That's not nice. Here we go. I'll worry about this later. I would know this if I was a true patriot. Okay, break time. Break time. Indeed, everybody panic. Freak out. Don't, 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 don't. Ah, freak out. Don't, 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 don't. Yeah, we do a recursive stream every morning. Tips for new international grad student? Um, hmm. Mm, get a second job. uh, I mean, I just know some of my international friends. You're paying more tuition, right? But you're getting paid the same stipend. Um, so that makes things more difficult. Um, Otherwise, I don't think my advice to an international grad student would be that much different to any other new grad student. Um, you know, uh, I think I was too unfocused in my earlier years in grad school. Um, yeah, I wish I'd maybe come in with more a mentality of like, let's write some papers. Um, yeah. No, always bad at math. That might have been funny, but also like I feel like that's overplayed. April Fool's proof of Riemann hypothesis. I did in my class. I did walk in, and I started telling my the intro to proofs class. I started talking about the derived infinity category of quasi-coherent sheaves and six-functor formalisms until they spoke up loud enough. Until one student in particular was like, "Oh, it's April 1st." Uh, yeah. Thanks, Rod. Yeah, I do think some of my slide headers. What was the one? There's one I erased. What did I call it? Something about. What did I call it? Oh yeah, Mean Girls. But I might take that slide out because this talk I gave a another version of this talk about Riemannian graphs, and I explained more why the Laplacian matrix is really a discrete analog of the Laplacian operator. But yes, Anudeep, Kazan-Lustig stuff is very combinatorial. It's a bunch of things. It's number theoretical. It's algebraic, geometric. It's representation theoretic. But it is combinatorial, and that's kind of why we care about it. Is because these more complicated things turn out to be combinatorial, and therefore computable. Um, well, oh, okay. Well, Anki proved the Riemann hypothesis, so there's no need for me to fake it then. Glad you're enjoying the ASMR. It was stream lagging. Interesting. Yeah, My hand does seem slightly laggy. I don't know how to fix that. Um, yeah. Well, I think I know how to fix it. Both my camera and my microphone should be plugged in directly to the laptop, but I only have two ports and whatever. Bro feels like that gif of writing with flames after writing by magic. Maybe I should insert some flame gifs in here. What area of math do I find most beautiful? I don't know. What's most beautiful? I don't know if I have a most beautiful. I like this. Riemannian graphs is a very cool subject because it ties together a lot of crazy things. Phi, I don't know. You ask me this every time, and I would say it's been pretty productive. Although, most of the time I don't work using Pomodoro, and that's fine as well. Tips for a fully funded grad student? I mean, hopefully, my tips for a fully fun. I mean, for if you're not a fully funded grad student, then get the hell out of that program. First off, so I naturally assume grad student means fully funded, but this break's almost up, so I'll have to come back to your question during the next break session. It's time to get back to work.
Hmm.
Okie dokie. Time for another break. Time for another break. Break for y'all. But for me, I'm just going to be yapping and answering your questions. So, hello, Dayson. Hello, Dayson. Let's see. Tips for fully funded grad student. Yeah. Well, I think I already mentioned earlier in stream, tips for grad student, just try and hit the ground running. Try and hit the ground hungry for writing papers, you know? Go in with that mentality. The interesting thing about category theory, it's in a weird thing where, technically speaking, you could just have basic introduction to proofs. And be able to do it in the sense that it's very fundamental, so it's not like you need a whole bunch of background to be able to understand it, right? As opposed to like understanding what an automorphic representation is. There's just a lot of things, a lot of classes you need under your belt to even understand the definitions. So in a certain sense, you barely need any prerequisites. However, that being said, it would be very hard to do and or care about category theory if you weren't able to draw on a wealth of examples from a full undergraduate course, because the utility of category theory is in giving you a framework to connect distinct areas of mathematics. And so it's very hard to be able to draw on interesting examples to test your understanding if you don't have experience with a wealth of areas of mathematics. Yeah, so that's the way it is. I don't know. But hey, go read Luffy. He peppers in category theory slowly throughout the book. More like having good applications. Yeah, exactly what Arad said. When you're preparing for a talk like this, how much do you prepare what you're going to say outside the presentation bullet points? It really depends. It really depends. Yeah, it really depends. For this talk, I don't think I'll give a practice talk. You know, for a more important talk, if it was a talk for a course or a talk for a conference, I would probably run through it a couple times just to make sure I don't miss anything. You know, do several practice talks just to the wall. Um, this talk I'm preparing now is more of a casual seminar, so I'm probably not going to do any practice talks. However, I'm not an expert in the area that I'm talking about uh, in this, so I'll probably be doing a lot of background reading just to make sure I understand a lot of the things that I'm talking about. Yeah. There are none, but there should be more. Exactly. Yeah. What Beamer theme am I using? I don't know. If you email me, I can send you the preamble. Um, Madrid, I guess. Madrid is the theme. Ask Jeopardy for the most beautiful part of math, and it will give you justifications for what makes it so nice. Yeah. Chicken and rice, always nice. Except for me, I don't eat chicken. Um. Yeah. Yeah. I think in UK you have to pay tuition for PhD. Actually, I have to still pay tuition. Yeah, they paid me. I think when I started my PhD, it was only $23,000 or $24,000 Canadian a year, and then they still want me to pay tuition on top of it. I mean, technically it does. It's not really a scam, right? Because it's just either they pay you more and then, or they pay you less and waive your tuition, or they pay you more and you still have to pay tuition. Uh, yeah. Hello, Fimno. Anyways, I'll have to answer. I'll have to answer more questions during the next break, cause it's about time for us to get back to work. Time to work. We've got to work on the things that we're working on so that they're done. Who talks like that? Yes, my tip really is do more because I wish I did more. Hala Madrid, I do both. I have tons of lecture series on my channel. I'll answer questions during the break. Yeah, okay. ¿Por qué? ¿Por qué? 363? I don't have to do whatever. National Institute of Health paper on Ramanujan graphs? Okay. That doesn't seem like you should start a sentence in a professional paper with a so. But whatever. Break time. Okay, I'm gonna answer some questions. I think there's more questions than I can answer, but after this next palm, we'll have a longer 10-minute break. So let me go back. Where was I? In the questions. Oh, my left leg is asleep, and now it kind of hurts. Spent 20 minutes in pure despair trying to solve an exercise because you misread the equation. Damn, yeah, do be like that sometimes. Problem turned out to be pretty easy, yeah. Yeah, like I said, my tip is do more because I wish I did more. I did a lot in terms of extracurricular stuff, but I wish I had done less and focused on my research more. By paying tuition, you meant they don't pay you anything? I don't think that's true. I mean, sometimes a university will accept you without funding, but really that just means they rejected you, but they'll allow you to pay them if you're rich. You'd say about a third of your advice is literally that, and another third is make friends, because I wish I made friends. Yeah, I mean, that solid advice. Solid advice. I did make friends. I did make friends, but my advice is still, a third of my advice is still that, actually. Yeah, well, that's Arad. The missing third of the advice is just have a physical copy of Heartshine. So, yeah. Yeah, you say please make lecture series. I mean, what are you talking about, Leo? Name one lecture series. Let's just go to my channel and look at various series. Okay, some of them aren't very long, but and and let's be real. Um, uh, let's be real. Let's go to playlist. Let's go to playlist. Okay, Quantum Live, sure. Lean Stream is live. Practical Guide to Representation Theory, okay, only 3 videos, fine. Extensions of Group, 6 videos. Your proofs are trash, 10 videos. Categories of modules, 4 videos. Maybe not the most. Who Gives a Sheaf is 17 videos long. There's a lot of rigor. You'll be bored to death by watching that. Same with The Truth About Tensors, if I recall. So, yeah. Why not write on paper, scan, and let LLMs deal with the formatting? That sounds awful. That sounds atrocious. This is way more faster and convenient. Yeah, this is way more faster and convenient. Uh, yeah, I can only imagine. Yeah, I mean, especially when it comes to Beamer presentation. Yeah. You're a grad student. Please suggest books on real analysis from scratch. I mean, if you're a grad student, you should definitely read Rudin. You should read all the Rudins. Baby Papa and Grandpa. Get yourself all the Rudins. Um, yeah. What else? What else to suggest for analysis? Yeah, I don't know. Get all the Rudins. Get yourself a book on measure theory. Go read Halmosh's book on measure theory or something. Hello, Johan. You're still eating the steak? What? What does that mean? Are you literally eating a steak that you started eating yesterday? What are you talking about? Today you'll revise what you've done off of fall. Hope you're doing great. Well, I hope you're doing great as well. Uh, yeah, expanders are important everywhere. Based as hell. Yeah. Anywho, I guess it's just about time to get back to work, ain't it? Ain't that the truth? And then we'll have a 10-minute break, and then will we keep going? Maybe we'll keep going. Maybe we'll keep going. Hmm. 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 Okay, time for a long break. Long time. Have people given their opinions on the formalization of IUTT? I think it's been mentioned. I don't know about people giving their opinions. Hello, Shankar. But I'm gonna run to the washroom real quick, and then we'll talk about some stuff. I might just do. One extra pawn, if that even. I do have places to be today. Yeah. I'm glad that you love the Who Gives a Sheaf content so much categorically. I should get back to that at that point. Can't get over how Canadian my prompts are. Sorry, let me make this more American. Let me make this more American. Is that better? I don't even want to type that into my Jeopardy. I don't even want to hit enter. You'll make I Give a Sheaf and it'll be 10 times better. I look forward to it. Leo. Got here super late. Got to start working. Yeah. You can still see him if you concentrate hard enough. Well, I'm glad you're not offended. I didn't actually want to offend you, but I thought it would be funny. But I thought it would be funny. What are we talking about? What are we doing? 10-minute break. That's too long of a break. Have I done enough work to even deserve that? Also, Canadians only know Canada and America. Yeah. Sure. That's one more country than Americans know. The important part is I'm having fun. I'm making myself giggle. That's what matters. What are we doing? I felt like there's so many questions, and now there's this thing's freezing. I have a lot of crap open. I do have a lot of crap open. Modular curves. Ooh, you're doing modular curves for your thesis? Nice. Very cool. Very, very cool, in my opinion. I guess we could go to Reddit for our break time. We're getting subspace dissection from Axler. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Okay, what's the infinity Oreo? Let's have a look. What happens when a food product contains a version of itself? Oh, this is an April 1st. Okay, it's a... yeah. Okay. Yeah. Video games not doing it and writing is kind of nice in the evening. Yeah. Yeah, I haven't played video games in a while. Very long time. Well, it's not entirely true. Last summer, I played through some of The Last of Us with a friend of mine. But then before that, it had been like many years since I touched a video game. Section on linear combination. I mean, the whole book is kind of about linear combinations. Let's see. Is there anything cool happening in graph theory? Summary of the opinions on IUTT. I mean, what that were expressed here on this channel. In general, I don't know, but I mean, I think it's good that it's happening. I'm not sure what else to say. You know for a fact that people here have a lot of opinions. I don't know. I don't think I have much to say other than cool. I look forward to seeing us well, convince ourselves of things that we have already been convinced of. I don't know. In the morning, you're working on your next result for your research paper, but it seems like it's going to be a tough one to crack. Well, I feel that. Literally all the projects, literally all the ideas I have, I've hit walls on. So, yeah. Half the reason is you just like how your hint solution page looks. It does look cool. It is cool. It is cool. I like it. You know for a fact that people here have a lot of opinions. I have been thinking maybe I try to use my platform to reach out to more people that I could collaborate with. I know I toss the idea around on this channel. Maybe some of us, maybe some of me and my followers you know, try to write a paper together somehow. I don't know what it would be on. I don't know. There's only so many of us that are at the paper writing stage of our life, and I don't know how much overlap there is between our fields of expertise. But you know, I think it would be really cool if somehow that. Oh, Hermie! I know Hermie. Let's go look at Hermie's paper. Let's go have a look at Hermie's paper. For a graph G of order n, the spectral sum is defined to be this. These guys conjectured this. We prove this conjecture by combining tools from theory of graph limits. Convex geometry, exterior algebra, convex optimization. Interesting. We were just reading about something like this, so immediately it got me thinking about Ramanujan graphs. I guess maybe it can be improved for Ramanujan graphs, right? Could this be a research project for all of us? Spectral spread. Oh, lambda 1 plus lambda n is a measure of bipartiteness? That's cool. That's pretty cool. Yeah. Okay, looks like we've got another work sesh coming up right away. Oh, it's already started. I'm behind in my time. Okay. But I gotta check my bus routes to see when I gotta skedaddle. Okay. What? That don't make sense. can never spell that word correct. Leo, I'd love to discuss your question at the end of this poem. Ooh. What did I write? BC? Yeah, that's not what I wanted. Let's see how that works. Not what I wanted. It's okay. Hello, JC. Uh, okay, I think that's gonna do it for today. So I gotta get ready to go live my life and stuff. Whatever. Indeed, JC, indeed. Um, yeah, now it's my break, but now it's time for us to go. Let me scroll back and uh, see if there's other questions or whatever you guys want me to talk about. A huge number of people could create a decent web textbook, especially with AI, just prompt. Yeah. Um, yeah, you might be one of the few people at that intersection. You're interested in my idea for doing tutoring with having students make blog posts. Yeah, I think it's based. Would be cool to do a system where you tutor and 2Ds get discounts if they make good expository work in the process that goes to a central page. Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe. I didn't consider that, but I'll think about it. Maybe the space of 2Ts doesn't have enough novel stuff. Oh yeah, how do you artfully respond to that email incorrectly correcting you? I guess yeah, if you want to be polite, they don't have tone. I didn't tell the student this, but one student I sent out. It's so funny. I sent out a class email based on something I had talked about in class, And then the student starts their email to me, LMAO, I think you sent it to the wrong person. In which I said, my reply was, what did I say? I sent an email to the entire class based on something I talked about in class, and since you are listed on D2L as being enrolled in this course, if you saw the email, then it has reached its intended audience. But I also probably should have told them, don't start your email to your instructor with laughing my ass off. Whatever, it's too late now. It'd be weird if I followed up on it now, but crazy stuff. You want to ask me something? You could just ask. You know the real deal. You could just ask. Premium side of YouTube, hell yeah. Technically, I was doing morning cryptography research as well. These are things we want, higher level math, yeah. Well, maybe more Adele videos coming up soon. You have this interview coming up for a fellowship at IIT. Yeah, I have no idea. I've never had an interview like that. And what's IIT? India Institute of Technology or something? It's going to be an informal conversation. Then I wouldn't worry too much about it. If it's an informal conversation, I don't think you need to worry too much about it. You just gotta be yourself and talk about things you're interested in. I mean, I don't know, if you're trying to work with a specific person, you should probably look up their work and then try to frame don't lie to them, but also try to frame the things that you're interested in the direction of that person's work. That's what I would do. Yeah, but I've never been in a position like that, so I honestly can't help you, unfortunately. Anywho, it's been fun. I got some got some decent progress done on these slides. Hopefully y'all got some decent progress done on whatever you guys have been working on. So there's nothing left to say but Q E D